What is going on, Governor? It's Chisgule here, and today we're bringing you a KVK update. That's right, we're going to talk about how things are progressing in our kingdom, and there is a whole heck of a lot to talk about, as well as showcasing some new features of the Lost Kingdom that we just noticed, and also we're going to talk a little bit about some of these first events and things that happen, and how you can prepare. If you like videos where we help you prepare for KVK, you should definitely like and subscribe because we're pretty serious about that here, and we've got a lot to talk about. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is something that's, kind of exciting, I thought, when I realized that, when I went in and I looked at the rankings, these rankings are actually by all kingdoms. This is across all kingdoms now. So when you're in your own kingdom, what you see is just your kingdom's rankings. But now that we're in the Lost Kingdom, it aggregates everybody across all of those kingdoms. So if we look at the alliance power, for instance, we've got Legion nearly pushing 5.7 bill. And you can see here other alliances in the list are from other kingdoms, which is pretty cool. The next thing that, and I found this to just be really fascinating to start to evaluate who all is involved here and what's sort of starting to happen. You can see the biggest player on the field here is Vet at a cool 200 mil, followed by Streegis, Shifty, Slouty, Noon, a name I don't know how to pronounce. I would if I could. Many players over 100 million, pretty impressive. B from our kingdom crested 100 million. Death Squad on his way over there pretty darn soon as well. Pretty cool to see all these rankings all together. Now, interestingly, some of these aren't ever really going to change, um, such as City Hall level or King of the Expedition. So we can see across all the kingdoms who finished the expedition first, who got to City Hall 25 first. Um, Interestingly, my alliance has the most kills, which I did not expect, but I guess that reflects the fact that we've kind of had a lot of war in my kingdom. That's been a thing. It's all helped us prepare for how to battle in KVK. Hopefully, I mean, we'll see how it all works out, right? So this is kind of interesting to see which sort of alliances have battled a lot, and of course, this is related a little bit to the size and power of your alliance because a whole lot of folks have migrated in, and their kill scores come with them. So take that sort of for what you will. And interestingly, I was shocked to see. I was shocked, maybe not shocked, to see. I think FSK1. This is Kingdom 49, which is Sir Kyle's kingdom. They've got the most flags, but I think Sir Kyle's been sort of the uncontestable king of that kingdom for such a long time. I guess they had an opportunity to build a lot of flags, so they've got more than just about everybody. However, Faceless from my kingdom, like rocking just a boatload of flags, then Savage Sinners, then us. It was just pretty interesting to see. We've got some flag building we need to go and do. And that flag building, by the way, I guess one other rank. I want to talk about flag building, but one other rank is resource gathering. Um, we've slowed down a fair amount in our resource gathering, in part because we can't wear either a queen title or a saint title when we're king of the kingdom. However, we were somewhere near the top ish on Chisgule. Yeah, there we go. 35. It's not bad. It's not bad, but as my ability to commit time goes down and I'm committing more spending, I find myself farming less resources. Anyways, let's talk about flags because the flags that you build in the Lost Kingdom ultimately go and they contribute toward your member limit. Now, this is really exciting because the more members you have, the more power you have. The more power you have, the easier it is to attract members, and so on. So, ooh, sweet. Haven't claimed those rewards on my mini in a while. That's pretty cool. Our Alliance chest has been powering up pretty nicely with, the whole Mother's Day chest going on, which is pretty nice, but that's only sort of relevant. I mention this because, again, the more players you have in your alliance, the more people you can have collecting these goodies, which means your chest level gets higher, your gift level, well, that is your gift level. Your gift level gets higher, but your chest opens faster, all that sort of good stuff. Okay, and you have more people to press help. Let's talk about the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is just to give a sense of the positioning and some of the very first events. Now, one of the very first events that's going to unlock after 30 forts have been built within your kingdom, a 24-hour cooldown starts for capturing Crusader camps. Capturing Crusader camps. Now, when you capture a Crusader camp, everyone in your alliance gets some goodies, which is pretty cool. I don't know exactly how hard it's going to be, but that 25% gathering speed boost seems amazing. Kingdom honor and alliance honor, really, really important. That's the game, right? That's the whole game that we're rocking right now. So these are going to be really critical to grab. Almost as soon as they're grabbable, we're going to be shooting to capture this um, pretty darn shortly after, like very close to when this fires off. I'll point out, however, that at 6 UTC, shortly after this video goes live, they're going to do the update, the next big update to the game, which means all of these guardians are going to spawn again. All these guardians are going to spawn again. And, my recommendation for a kingdom is that you coordinate a rotation across all these holy sites for where you kill the guardians and in what order. So you have the whole kingdom go together and do that together. It takes a long time. It's a lot of people to coordinate. I don't know that we've accomplished that yet, but that way everybody gets the most experience possible. Now, the runes are incredibly powerful with these Crusader camps. Um, we've seen a lot of these gold runes showing up, and I'm gonna see. I mean, look at that, 15% training speed. It's like it's nothing in the Lost Kingdom, where as back home, it was like a crazy magical event to have gotten one of those. We've seen a ton of these 15% training runes drop. Let's see here. There's a couple new runes that I wanted to show you. There's one, 5% attack and defense, solid rune. Um, Look at that, another training speed. This one's interesting. Commander experience gain and damage to barbarians. Also kind of an interesting rune. There's a few others that are really pretty cool. So, point is, you're going to want to coordinate around this, and you're going to want to schedule a time. And this is something you're going to want to be ready to do within 24 hours of 30 forts being built uh, or 24 hours after the first 24 hours that you're in the kingdom. Just to clarify that, this first steps has to be completed. And let's see here. Oh, I guess you can see, is this the order in which the forts were built? That looks reasonably right. That looks reasonably right. Maybe. That's interesting. Maybe that's not right. Well, whatever. 24 hours after the completion of that, uh, that's when the Crusader Camp becomes capturable. The Guardians will spawn, I believe, right after that point in which uh, you finish those 24 or 30 forts. Okay, so that's all really important. It's all lining up for being able to take the Crusader Fortress. And this Crusader Fort, I don't know that anyone has taken it down yet, which I think is kind of interesting. When you're taking one of these holy sites, there's a number of strategies you can use. One is to bring commanders that do a ton of damage and you reinforce the rally. I think that'll probably be our play or something similar to it, depending on the abilities that the Crusader camp has. Um, let's see, buffs from the same. Well, we'll find out. We'll have the battle reports if we're not available to go record when this happens. But commanders like Minamoto and Cao Cao are a really solid combination if what you want is max damage. Alternatively, you can go the route of max tankiness, depending on what the experience of taking this thing out is actually kind of like. So, for instance, when you're taking out the Lost Temple in your original kingdom, you might have wanted to slow down the fight because there was so much going on that you wanted more time to take out some of the different things that were going on. You don't want to rush through the phases. I'm not sure if that's actually the case after they updated the Lost Temple battle, but if you were trying to slow the roll at the Crusader camp or to make a more tanky unit, which I think will definitely be the case for the Crusader Fortress. Then you're going to want to use commanders like Julius Caesar combined with Richard the First. That's a really tanky combo that'll do really well. Also, I suppose Martel could be really good. The reason I'm sort of advocating for Caesar as a primary is in part because of the damage reduction being really, really high, but also because the talents that are available to Caesar are probably more advantageous than if you use Richard or if you use Charles as the primary. That's because they both require the infantry tree in order to apply your points effectively, whereas Caesar has the leadership tree and the attack tree, which, woo, those are looking really, really spicy for leading a rally, which is exactly what we're doing. And of course, you reinforce that rally. So, my friends, I hope this video has been interesting or insightful for you. The fireworks really begin as soon as these passes open. And, I'll say that my default stance always is uh, peacekeeping. So, if folks want to talk about working together, K51 loves partnerships. We also are fans of warring based on our history. So there's a bunch of folks who are going to be happy either way. Prosperous peace. That's my goal. Anyways, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. Check out the link in the description to go to my Discord channel where we're going to be talking about everything that's going on in our KVK bout and all kinds of other goodies like my favorite builds, all posted there. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.